tonight. Just a Thursday night at the Comedy Club. I'm the oldest comedian ever to perform at the Comedy Village. I'm 80 years old. And it's not that bad. I mean, my hero is Harrison Ford. He's 82, he's making another movie. It's going to be called Indiana Jones and the Reverse Mortgage. And when that wraps, he's got another project. Remember The Fugitive? The movie The Fugitive?
Yes.
In this latest episode, Dr. Richard Kimball flees assisted living. So I was trying to get a credit card. I was on the phone, and the guy says to me, marital status. I said, happy. He said, so you're single? I'm not single. Next week, we observe our 56th anniversary. You know, we met in 1964. I was home from college, hanging out with a friend whose younger sister was hosting a slumber party for 6 girls with whom she just graduated high school. We crashed the party, of course, and I looked down. They were sitting on the floor of the kitchen, and I spotted one really cute girl wearing pink baby doll pajamas. And I thought, wow, I bet she would look hot in clothes. We were married in 1969. Back then, women didn't have the choice that they have. Today, women can take their husband's names, they can hyphenate, they can take a new name. Back then, my wife did the traditional thing. She took my name. Her name used to be Sherry Zink, and now it's Bob Zink. Our lives are totally in sync. For example, at the same time I got hearing aids, she stopped mumbling. Sherry's a retired psychotherapist. She used to tell me things that she'd hear at conventions. One woman was presenting a case study of working with a couple around the issue of communication in their marriage. At a certain point, she said to the wife, let me ask you, for example, how do you express when you want to make love? The woman said, well, I say, sweetheart, I'm going upstairs now, I'm going to take a long, hot shower. Her husband said, that's what you've been telling me? All these years, I thought you meant I shouldn't run the dishwasher. And Sherry had a colonoscopy. I was at the hospital. It was late afternoon. I was in the waiting room. One other man watching television was kind of blaring. I was trying to read. A nurse walked in. She said, Mr. Albert, as well as Alper. She said, well, your wife is all set. Let me take you to her room. When we got there, she said, would you like me to see if she's ready? I said, no, thank you. We've been married for 55 years. So I walked into the room, and there was Mrs. Albert. She was not ready. Not happy either. So we have 2 children. We have an adorable 53-year-old. Cutie patootie 49-year-old. Both still in the gifted program. Both still in my Verizon plan. And looking back, the toughest time was when they were teenagers. And in fact, the Bible talks about that. According to one of the commentaries, the reason Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac at the age of 12 and not 13 is because at 13, it wouldn't have been a sacrifice. We, of course, follow Jewish tradition. We named our son after my grandfather. We call him Grandpa. When my daughter was in college, she had a boyfriend who really liked him. He was a nice kid, gentle, smart, very quick. My wife and I always referred to him as her Christian suitor. And the reason we called him her Christian suitor is because his name was Christian Suitor. That's a joke you can't even write. Like little kids, I call my neighbor's 3-year-old picked up shit. My daddy took me to the animal zoo. My daddy's the best daddy in the world. I love my daddy. On the phone, I said, Carl, enjoy her while she's stupid. We've got some pets. Our dog died. I'd like to talk about it. He came from Florida. And he was a real southern dog because the dogs in our neighborhood, when they bark, you'd hear, woof, woof. And when Giddy would bark, you'd hear, woof. tough losing a pet. I mean, there's a show called Kids Say the Darndest Things with Art Linkletter, remember that?
Yeah.
The little boy had a sad expression. Linkletter said, "What's the matter?" He said, my dog died. Linkletter said, "Well, now your dog's in heaven." The kid says, "What does God want with a dead dog?" So our new dog has an interest. He came from Puerto Rico. There's a terrible dog problem in Puerto Rico. And they're wonderful. They're called Satos. So we got him. The problem is when he arrived to us, he came with the name Jesus. Jewish family, dog named Jesus. So we decided to compromise, and we called him Zeus. Zeus. And then if we get his attention, we'd say, "Hey, Zeus!" We live in Vermont. Fun fact, they don't let you out of the state unless you look like Bernie Sanders. One of the first things I did when we moved there was to join the AJCO. That's the Association of Jewish Chainsaw Owners. And I became part of the volunteer fire squad. I had 6 hours of intense training, which qualified me to do this. And the reason we love Vermont is you can ski all the time. You know, the slope's 25 minutes from my house. So you can go by yourself, you know, you just take off and go. I was there one time alone and ski up to the lift, and I had to identify myself, so I said, "Single! Single!" And I heard a voice behind me say, "Ever wonder why?" Thank you very much.